Hi there, I hope you have a lovely day. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Turner. So today I have my update for the Clue Special Panning Edition project pen. And this is a project created by Stephanie here. And as you guessed, the project is based on the board game Clue, where you have to find the murderer and the weapon and the location of the murder which has happened. Mr. Boddy was bodied, if I can say so, and we have six suspects, and we have to work on the for each suspect. Yes, six suspects, six weapons, and I believe 9 locations of the murder, or where the murder took place. We have to work on our makeup products. You said yourself your own goal, no, not yourself, your own goal actually. Sorry, you roll the dice. See, I have not done this project in a long time or updated it. I mean, last time was just a little bit of a kind of introduction again to this project, why I was absent and so on. And yeah, in this project again, you roll how often you have to use a product, and once you are done with your use, you just, how to say, put it aside. Go to the Facebook group, Fantastic Ladies Collab Facebook group, because this is a project in that group, and put in your guesses who could have been the murderer, where took the murder, where has the murder taken place, or English grammar, and as well as what was Mr. Boddy bodied. So now I have not so many products anymore left, I believe, because I have done a lot of stuff actually, but I'm just going to talk about that with you very quickly. So now I have only just 3 different products left. So one of them is this little guy here. This is from Makeup Revolution, the Joker palette, in collaboration. And this was goal number was for the green 8, I believe. Yes, 8 uses. For the blue it was 9 uses. And for, well, hold on, I'm just Revolution Joker was green, I believe Mrs. Green, if I'm not mistaken. For Revolution Joker Blue was Mrs. Peacock. And for Mr. White or Mrs. White was the lash primer that I had to use. So these are my 3 murder suspects that have been, left over after elimination of the other ones. And so far, I've reached my goal with the blue one, because I was using it at least 9 times or over 9 times. So that's panned. And I gave my guess that this was the murder suspect this time around. I'm just looking at my MacBook right over there. So if you're wondering why I'm looking this way, because I'm just reading through it. And of course, I also used this little guy here more than 8 times, because I use it on a daily basis, as a lash primer. So that one is panned, but I didn't give a guess about that. So then I had for the murder weapon, 3 murder weapons still left. And the first one was this little guy here from Cantu. And this was for rope. And the goal was to use it 8 times. I have not used it, to be honest with you. I'm focusing on other stuff or using other stuff at this moment. So, yeah, it is still quite full, maybe. So, maybe until here, something like that. So, I need to use it and get rid of it in that sense. So it's still here. I'm just putting it to this. Maybe I just put it here, down to my other stuff. So, and then the Be Perfect Brow. I think I used it 1 or 2 times. That's for the knife, still here. So not enough uses with this little guy. I will not re-roll it. I will just continue with the goals that I have here, because I think I have just a few products left. So there's no point in me re-rolling everything, try at least if I can get to the next, update and give maybe my last guess, that would be great. So then Revolver, I had this little guy in from Max and More. I had 2 actually. In the other project I worked with the 2 of them, but I think in this project I worked with 1. But nevertheless, both of them are empty now. So this was my guess if I'm not mistaken. Just I'll put it to the side. Wait, I'm just checking now because I'm getting insecure about it. Yes, that was my guess. Then for the location of the place, of the murder, I had the MAC mascara, this little guy here for the library. I am done with it, you know, because I had it for a long time in the project or in use, generally speaking in use, and I'm done with it. So that's panned. Yeah, I'm just putting it there. And then I had the Kiko Milano blush somewhere here on my table. I have the Kiko Milano blush. I used it 4 times. That was the goal. Done with it. The MAC mascara was to be used 3 times. The concealer was to be used 2 times. So quite quickly done with this. Then I had the powder. You know, I told you the powder kind of accidentally was spilled over. So I'm just using another powder here. This is actually a blush. Just not to tilt it too much. But this blush actually doesn't show up on my skin, even though it looks very, very red. But once I'm just, what is it here? Maybe just to show it to you. So this is what it's on my finger. And it's gone. So it doesn't show up on my skin so much. So I'm using it as kind of setting powder. I have some more of these kind of blushes, you know, that I bought back in the day, but they don't show up. Of course, I could try to build them up, but then I have more other vibrant blushes, that I can use. So I'm just using those as setting powder. But of course, I spilled the original one. So, and I'm using this one. I'm sure I definitely used this one as well more than 8 times. So it's also panned. But again, I'm just keeping it as active in that sense, you know, for the next update. So yeah, let me go to my guesses, because once you give your guesses or you just write down your guess in the Fantastic Ladies Collab Facebook group, Stephanie Ledger, that's why Stephanie Ledger actually responds to you and says if your guess is right or wrong, because that's the thing, you know, we are not doing it just for the, of course we are doing it for the fun of it, but still there is a goal behind it. So Stephanie gives us an individualized answer. So every participant in this project pan has their own answer, meaning, you know, nothing is repetitive in that sense. It could be coincidentally the same murderer, or location, but it could be the different weapon and so on. So that's why it's also a little bit fun, because my guess could be wrong. I mean, could never be the same as your guess, let's say. So I wrote down for my April guess, Mrs. Peacock with the revolver in the library. And now I got this answer. So that means it could not have been in the library due to a wiring issue. The lights kept flickering. At least that's what the less superstitious guests believed. Whatever the cost, no one was in the room all night. So now the thing is, it looks like my suspects are still ongoing. So I will repeat again the same usage, 8, 9, 8 for the Mrs. Green or Professor Green, Mrs. Green, Mrs. Peacock, and White. I will just use 8, 9, 8. So I will continue with that. Then the revolver is still in the game, because Stephanie didn't mention anything about the revolver being the wrong murder weapon. So that could be still ongoing. So I will just repeat again the same usage. Then for the revolver, I think I will, now I see I need to do something else for the revolver. Let me think about it very quickly. Oh yeah, I have another concealer. So let's do that then. So this is another concealer that I will be using. This is from Manhattan. It's a German brand, but it's under the umbrella, I think, from Rimmel, or is it Rimmel? Let me see. No, it says Manhattan Cosmetics, New York, Paris. I thought it's under either Rimmel or, what is it, Maybelline, under the umbrella, but I could be wrong. So, and this is a concealer. It looks like this. I'm just using it on my eyes, to be honest with you, you know, as a base for the eyeshadow. And this has also in the packaging powder. I have not used the powder yet, but I'm just using the concealer just because it's a cream product, and I just want to, you know, continue using the packaging after the concealer is gone. So that's one thing that I will be using. I will just roll that one in. Now the Cantu stuff, I'm still going to try to use it at least Cantu I have to use 8 times, the Be Perfect Brow 10 times, and the concealer 2 times, but I think that will be easily done. So no, yeah, the revolver is still in the game, right? The library is gone, right? So I don't need to work on the library anymore, meaning I can just forget about it, and then I just need to focus on the conservatory, something which is shimmery or light, I believe. I mean, the description, everything is down below, so you can read for yourself, you know, the descriptions of the individual prompts. And then what else? Powder the lounge. So I'm going to use the powder until it's up. So yeah, I hope it was not too confusing and not too jumping around a little bit, because I still need to, you know, I had to kind of refocus now again, but that's it. So I hope you enjoyed this little update. See you in the next month. Have a good day. Bye-bye.